Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Linux Techie. Today I will show you how we can host a static website on Amazon S3 bucket. So today I'll be covering these topics: creating an S3 bucket, enable hosting in the S3 bucket, create bucket policy, create IAM user and generate key pair, configure AWS CLI, and finally deploy website on S3 bucket using AWS CLI. So let's get started. So log into your AWS console and move to the S3. Create bucket and bucket name like mysite.com, and I'm creating this bucket in the Mumbai region and block all public access. Yeah, do not block all public access, because if you want to host a website in S3 bucket, this bucket need to be publicly accessible. Otherwise nobody can access your bucket and nobody can access your website as well. So bucket name should be unique. So Linux Techie website.com, right? So bucket is created. Now let's move to another topic: enable hosting in the S3 bucket. So open the bucket, go to the properties of the bucket. In the S3 bucket you have multiple features, like one is versioning. If you enable the versioning, you can have same object of the different version in a same bucket. And we have a server access logging. Set up access logs records that provide details about server requests. You can enable the logging and you can see each and every request to your S3 bucket. We can enable static hosting here. So use this bucket to host a website. My index file will be index.html, and yeah, that's it. Just save it. Bucket hosting is enabled. So now we have to create a bucket policy. We need to click to the bucket policy and just paste this in the bucket policy. Write your bucket name here, Linux Techie website.com, and hit save button. Now bucket policy has been created. Our next topic is create IAM user and generate key pair. So let's move to the IAM, identity and access management. We need to create a user. So go to the users, create, deploy user, enable programmatic access so that you can use this credential in the AWS CLI. Next, add permissions, attach existing policies directly. We need to access S3, so we can either give S3 read and write permission, or we can give S3 full access. I'm just giving it S3 full access because I am admin. You can define the tag here as well. not giving any tag right now. So username this, access type is programmatic, and permission boundary is not set. We don't want it. So we have, because we have directly attached a policy. Now create user. Yeah, just download this CSV file. You can open this file to see the credential, or you can show directly here as well. So next is configure AWS CLI. Let's open the terminal. You can install AWS CLI. I think I have some internet problem. So I have already configured AWS CLI, though you can configure this via that command. So after installing the AWS CLI, you can just run the command AWS configure, and it will ask you secret access key ID, and you have just downloaded it here. You can open the file and check that, or you can copy it from here. Copy secret access key, paste here, and you need to give the default region as well. So I am giving Mumbai region, so Mumbai region is AP-South-1. Default output you can give JSON. Now my AWS configure successfully. Now you can check the S3 bucket, AWS S3 ls. Yeah, as we can see, I have one bucket. So let's move to our next topic, which is deploy website on S3 using AWS CLI. So let's I have a sample website in my temp folder. So let's use command AWS S3 cp -- recursive, because it is a folder. I have a website inside the elements folder, and we need to give the S3 bucket path S3 / my web bucket name, and we need to assign ACL as public read to the objects, and hit enter. Unknown option recursive. Oh, spelling is not correct. Recursive, right? So yeah, it worked. So we have uploaded our website into the S3 bucket. I will remove this credential later. Do not expose this to anyone, just for the security purpose. Let's get back to our S3 bucket, and in the properties and static website hosting, you can get your URL to access the website. As you can see, my website is live on AWS S3 bucket. If you want your custom domain like yourwebsite.com, then you have to create a bucket with the same name as your domain name, Like if your website is having mydomain.com name, then the bucket name should be mydomain.com, and you can map the C name mybucket.com to the endpoint of your S3 bucket. Those who have not subscribed my channel yet, please do it now. Thank you so much for watching this.